They've been called Britain's answer to America's Jackson 5. They're devout Pentecostalists. They're an all-singing musical family with 8 children from 1 to 21 who started off in church and who are now performing at major concerts across Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jordan family.
Hedge my trough with my free will. Still the picture's clear as it was in. A strong desire lingers still. Troubles they may come and go, but my God will see me through. Many before me have passed this way. I want to shake your hand, say I made it too.
A late night last night performing, but there's no Sunday morning lie-in for this family. Faith and music make the Jordans tick, and 6 are due to sing in church later on. It's all go at the family home near Croydon, so instead of our usual tour of the house, we better start off with a tour of the family.
In terms of the Jordan family band, we've got Clinton over there. He's our eldest son, and he does a lot of the, well, most of the, writing of the music side of things. We got Leon is our second eldest son.
Howdy.
He holds down the rhythm section, and he's a drummer. My daughter Celine.
The bass.
Celine, the B-line girl, she holds the bass line. Gene, he's the star of the show at the moment. He tends to get most attention, but we're working on that. Deja's guitarist, is my wife. She's a guitarist, and then me, and I sing and do all the nattering, So that's my fault. Yeah. Then we got Tony. She's our second eldest daughter. We got Ashton, and I call him Sonny because that should have been his name. This one is Lewis.
And that's
He's the second youngest. Wait. And this little lady here is Francesca. She knows quite a few songs as well.
For most people, Sunday is a day when they can just, stay in bed late, relax, catch up on sleep or whatever. But for you guys, what's Sunday? Is it a day of action or what is it?
Sundays is a day of worship, really. It's also a busy day for us because at the end of the day, we have to get ready for church. We've got dinner to take care of. Then after that, we got the children to settle for evening, to get into bed early because they've got school the next day, and then it's just busy, But ideally, it's our day of worship. So when we go to church in the morning, that's our time, if you like, with God.
And Celine, what about you? I mean, is it singing that you enjoy, or at church, or
mainly the singing? Just before you go there, sometimes you get the attitude of got to get up early, but then when you go there, and it's just worth it because you just feel good. Well, I feel good when we leave, and I like to hear stories when I'm down there as well.
Yeah, you get a warm feeling when you get into church. As you hit the door, you're great, good for you.
Waking up.
Yeah.
It's a wicked church. Our church is a wicked church. Wicked.
So who are the singers then in this group? Who are we going to hear today?
Well, as the Jordan family, the performing act, if you like, is myself and my wife and the 4 eldest children at the moment. But we're getting pushed by these younger ones for their places to start coming into the group. So I don't think it's going to be too long before they're sort of part of the act, the Jordan family. Yeah.
So Ashton, Tony, are you the up and coming members of this act?
We practice a lot. We make some songs up, but Dad didn't let us tape it on a tape. I mean, it took a long time for us to tape it, but we never taped it yet.
Have you sung in church yet?
Yes, once.
Yeah, and what was that like?
My Bible and yeah.
They've asked you back, have they?
Yeah.
Tell me about the 2 songs you're doing today.
Okay, there's one that we do, which is called Your Children, which was originally sung by a group called Sweet Honey in the Rock, an all-female group. And do you remember those?
I know.
Your children are not your children. They are the sons and the daughters of light, longing for the touch. They come through you, but they are not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You can give them your love, but not their thoughts. They have their own thoughts. They have their own thoughts. You can house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in a place not even in your dreams. You can strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you. Strive to be like them, but you cannot make them just like you.
You said exit.
Professional. Just carry on.
The faith and music roots in this family go down deep. Clint and Desiree go back to their days as children growing up together in a Brixton tower block. But it was Desiree who first combined faith and music. Brought up in a Pentecostalist family, she learned to sing in a church, and she chose to be baptized and become a born-again Christian when she was 18. Clint followed a year later. Brought up a Roman Catholic, it was Desiree's example and his mother-in-law's challenging him over his lack of Bible study that dramatically changed his faith. 8 children later, this house rocks with energy and noise. They planned to stop at 8, but since Clint and Desiree see artificial contraception as abortion, and so against their religious principles, they won't say for sure. Looking for a moment's peace from 8, though, is hard enough, so he took shelter in their bedroom.
Shoes on, kids.
Okay.
Is this a sanctuary for you, your bedroom? I'm looking for a place to talk to you, and it seemed the safest. But I see you've got your guitars around you as well. I mean, the music follows you everywhere.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I play my guitar at night.
Guitar to bed.
Yes, actually, he's complaining. He's been complaining. But then again, as I said for our bathroom, you know, that's his quiet room. My guitar, so while he's in there, I'm out here playing my guitar, yes.
Did you ever think you'd have a big family, 8 children?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's not strictly
No,
true.
I didn't. Everybody keeps telling me that I wanted 10 children, and they expect...
Well, I wanted 12 to start with.
No, everybody around us are waiting for the other 2 to come, but I'm not.
Well, I wanted a big family because I grew up just by myself.
Yeah.
So I said I'd like 12. Then we had Clinton. No.
No, I didn't.
Then we had Clinton. Then we said, okay, let's make it 6. Then we had Lan, and we said, oh, let's make it 3. They just kept coming. So,
yeah.
like every summer, there's a new crop. You know?
Are you going to stick now? Is that it?
No, we don't want to say that because we said that before. So you know.
Well, we hope. I don't really want any more children. I thank God so much for my children. I thank Him for the blessing that He's given unto us as well. And I said, thank you very much for the blessing. But please, I am so tired. Please, the bags under my eyes. I don't want any more.
You grew up together. You grew in faith together. But Desiree, I think you were the first to go down the line of wanting to be born again, to be baptized in the Spirit.
Yeah.
Tell me about how that came about. Why did you need it? What did you feel that made you think, yes?
I had enough feeling. It was a bit of jealousy when you see everybody getting getting baptized as well. You see, I mean, you can feel the glowing when the well, what shall I say? The love of everybody else when you go to church. It's always there, and we always did what Christians do anyway, all the goodness and all that stuff, go to church. And the next step was to be baptized, and it was said you cannot enter in the kingdom of heaven unless you get baptized. So I had to go through that gate. I had to be baptized. So no one's leaving me.
But inside you, though, was there a moment when, yes, you did find that personal experience of God? Or was it you just following the crowd?
No. Right. Visions. Have you heard about dreams? People having dreams, and you know, well, you get certain dreams, and you know, I can't explain it, but my dreams said that you know I should be there.
Do you have those rarely, regularly, or what?
You see, I spoke of this one. I had one. What was it? A couple of years ago, which was quite serious. I don't know. Our faith is that we keep the 10 Commandments, and everything else we do good around. But one occasion, one dream I had, it wasn't a very nice dream. It was as though I was off floating around, and it was as though God was punishing me and Clint. Right, we did something wrong, and I have no idea what we did. But I woke up, I was crying and everything, and I woke up and I said, Clint, we've done something wrong. I don't know what we've done, but whatever it is we've done wrong, we better get back on the goody-goody road, if so be it. And I made sure that, you know, I wouldn't offend God or... So I just searched my heart, and I'm here.
But also, I think when we discuss it as well,
Yeah.
it was as if, as opposed to being something that we had done wrong, maybe it's something like a glimpse of the future, that maybe we were going to do something wrong. So you know, it's a bit difficult to say, but nonetheless, it was a point in time where you had to take a check.
So I told the children, whatever it is they're doing, everybody get back on the straight and narrow road. You know, read your Bible more, whatever, and just get it right.
A lot of parents have a problem with how they introduce faith into their children's lives. Do you feel children should have space and time to make up their own minds about it?
Oh, we don't feel that we're crowding our children, and if anybody does, so what?
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
No.
I mean, they live with us. They go out. They mix with other people. They can see what's going around for themselves. They can judge, especially the older ones. I mean, 21-year-old son, he can pick, you know, good from bad. I don't think we're crowding them at all.
And I don't think children should have that amount of space. I think that perhaps is a lot of the problem, that they've been allowed to mature too quickly before they've been nurtured. They're allowed to make decisions that they shouldn't have to make decisions. Children shouldn't have freedom of space of thought to say, is this the right thing or not the right thing to do? A parent, a loving parent, a protective parent, or one who wants the best for their child, to say, you're not doing that, and the reason you ain't doing it is because it's wrong. End of conversation. When they grow older, with Christianity, it's not something for us to turn and say, you will be baptized. Because if I said to them, you will be, and they conform to what I was saying, then they wouldn't be baptized. They just go down in the pool dry, and they'll come up wet. That's not baptism. Baptism firstly starts with a repentance in your heart. They say it's an outward sign of an inward conviction. So they must have that conviction. And the space that you're talking about, it is theirs all the time. All we can do is put before them the things that we think is the right things for them to do. At the end of the day, they will always make that choice.
This is my bedroom, my drums. Gene will be coming up here pretty soon when he starts going secondary. Yes. Clinton? Come on, run to what's funny.
Ever tried getting a family with 8 children ready for church? There's an hour to go, no one's dress, socks and shoes have vanished, and Dad's taken refuge in the kitchen, singing.
Yes, you got the mic. Oh, Jesus! Yeah, Jesus! Should be on the shelf.
What's there?
Oh, how I love!
Burdens down, love. Since I laid my burdens down.
Calling your name.
Hurry up. No.
Well,
Come on, get out of the bath.
what's happening, Clinton? You got the stuff? You got the leaves in the stand? Why? Check and see if there's anything you need. Go and get clearance from your mother first.
Can I ask Quinton as well?
Go and check with your mother first.
Quinton, Leon, ask Mum as well.
You go and ask her. Make sure you got your shoes and your Bibles. Jesus. Have you checked in your bedroom? Well, where did you put them?
I'll put them. It might be downstairs because I've checked there, and it might be in my bedroom. I've checked there.
Lewis! Where's your shoes?
One of you get in the bag. Thank you.
I see that them there.
No, you get back in there.
Yeah.
The family worships their local New Testament Church of God Pentecostal church. Most of the family didn't get in until the early hours, having driven back from performing in the Midlands last night. But no one's going to miss the Sunday service, especially when 6 of them are leading from the front. church over and it's back home to let off steam. At the moment, the children show every sign of following in their parents' footsteps. 3 years ago, the 3 eldest decided to commit to their faith and become born-again Christians at a mass baptism. 20-year-old Leon works in the family sign and labelling business, and everyone apart from baby Francesca has been up there singing in church. Time to find out how they cope as individuals in such a large and close-knit family, and to see what they made of this morning's service. A lot of energy in there, isn't there?
Yeah, and it was hot. So
Kind of tires you out after a while. Stand up, sit down, to the left, to the right. Long weekend, so it's like, today was really tiring.
What do you think it is about learning to sing in a church?
It's God-given talent. It's a living proof that it's a God-given talent. It's not something that you manufacture by yourself and you say, you know, how does such and such person sing, you know, like da 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 or whatever, you know. It's something that you feel, you know. It's not made.
I mean, in school, it's like, oh, well done, and church, it's like, oh, you're really blessed, and you should carry on and keep on working with the God, and it's just cool.
I mean, how important is God then in all your lives? Because I know 3 of you, the 3 eldest, chose as one family to be baptised and become born-again Christians a few years back. Celine, how did that come about?
We heard there was a baptism service. Was it Herne Hill?
Yeah.
Somewhere up in Brixton, Herne Hill. And we talked about it, and Clinton said, "Oh, I'm getting baptised." And we'd go into our own rooms and we thought about it. Should I wait for the next service, kind of thing? But it's like there was a force pushing us to do it. Not saying go and do it. You have to do it because I'm telling you to do it. It's like you feel you're ready. If you feel you're ready and you know it's the right thing to do, then do it. So one by one, we all decided to do it.
Then you were the first one then to decide, I want to be baptised, I want to become a born-again Christian. I mean, what made you decide that, and how did it change you?
I mean, the turning point was when I was young. I was in my teenage years, and I was a very impressionable lad, you know. And I started trusting in man, basically, you know, via friends, people, you know, around, and it failed basically. I had relationship messing up on me and all those typical things that happen, you know. And I just, well, you know what, this isn't right, you know. Trusting in someone is the same as me, flesh and blood, doesn't work. And I know God is there for me, and God showed me that He was there for me, and He said to trust in me, and you know, if you have faith, all things are possible.
Liam, what about you? Was it a hard decision to make?
Funnily enough, we were talking about this yesterday, and it was fear that drove me to get baptised again, for the simple reason that God said all man must, in order to get into His gates, he must be a born-again Christian. So unless you ain't getting in, so for that matter. And I've heard the word in church. Many times I'll be sitting in church, sitting at the back of church, and just things go through your mind, and the pastor is just talking. He's preaching a word, and then it just touches upon you, and you know it's for you. It's just directly for you.
Do you think it's right to do something out of fear, or do you think the idea of a God as a loving God is the way that you should go?
It's pretty healthy to fear that if you don't accept, then the consequences at the end, you know, are very, very deep. You know, it's like if you know, the wages of sin is death, and you know, choosing the Lord is eternal life. So you know, it is healthy to fear if you don't choose that, that's coming to happen. You know.
Have any of you ever doubted faith? Because in a way, it's been there for you all the time growing up. Has it been hard to doubt? Have you just accepted the faith that's in a way been put down your throats?
I don't think I've doubted Christianity, except I've doubted the fact. I think one of the times I actually doubted, the question came into my mind. I didn't doubt. I think it was like, well, you know, where does this all come to? It's my granddad, when he died, I mean, it almost shuffles the whole, your whole theory of life around, and you think, wow, you know.
Especially as none of us have experienced.
Yeah, so close. Life and death, you know, it's just, one minute you see a body full of flesh, and next minute you look at them in a coffin.
Did it make you doubt God though, or did you think that
No, I don't think it made me doubt God. It just made me
think.
It made me think for a while and pause and reflect to where I am.
Have a look on your own
life, and it made me stronger.
Thank you, Lord.
Eating, singing, worshipping together. There's no hiding from one another. But then again, they gain strength from one another. But how important is it for such a close-knit family to share the same brand of faith? Before I left, I wondered how would Clint and Desiree react if one of the children rejected Christianity?
Well, it will be painful in as much as I guess you might go on a guilt trip. You might feel that you haven't done your job as a parent or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, Christianity is a personal experience. We are both completely aware of that. Both Desiree knew this when she was baptized, and then I came along afterwards. So it's a personal experience. It's about having this for yourself, and we know as much as we wanted to, they have got to either embrace it or not. And if they don't, then it's their choice. We're not going to reject them. We're not going to chuck them out or anything like that. We'll cajole them and bully them and talk to them and keep doing whatever we can to let them see the light, so to speak. But it's their choice.
It's their choice. At the end of the day, God comes here and he takes us and leaves him behind. It was that child's own fault. We did our best. He didn't follow us. It'd be sad. And I wouldn't want that to happen. Mm-hmm.
What's the dream you have? What's the future you hope or you'll have for your family?
My dearest dearest dream is that we make wherever Christ is, that is where we have to be. I wish that for myself. I wish that for my wife. I wish that for all of our friends. I wish that for all of my children and their children.
As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after you. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. You alone are my strength and shield. You alone makes my life seem real. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. And I long to worship you. Oh, I do. And I long to worship you. Yes, I do. And I long to worship you. Oh, and I long, yes, I do, to worship you. My, and I long